with Justin and Nikki, and they just closed on their Red Door home. And they're going to share a little bit about their experience and what it was like to build their home. So I would love for you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I'm Justin. This is Nikki. We have two great kids, Jackson, who's 13, Layla, who's 8, and a four-legged animal, child, Gunner.
Aw,
And we are from Aden, North Carolina. She's from Winterville. I'm actually from Aden. That's where we just moved to.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah.
I'm a kindergarten teacher. I've been teaching for over 20 years.
Um,
Kindergarten.
yep, and I'm in communications. I'm a mobile DJ, also radio DJ, and do about 3 jobs, I would say, yeah.
You guys keep busy. That's pretty
Yes.
awesome. That's
Yep.
awesome. So, what inspired you guys to consider building a home instead of one that was already built?
Let's do that.
Well, we have family land. Justin's family has had this land for how long now?
Since 1901. Yep.
1901,
Mhm.
and so they have over 60 acres, and so we were gifted land, and we wanted to keep it in the family, and so we felt like our best option was to build and actually build on family land so we could keep it all in the family.
Yeah, that's so special. That's so special. You said it's been around for 60 years?
No, actually, it's been around since 1901 that my
Oh,
family
wow.
has has
Yeah.
has had land out here.
60
It
acres.
60
60
acres.
acres.
Yeah, we
Okay,
used to
yeah.
have a little bit more acreage, but my great grandmother kept her 60 acres from all of her brothers and sisters and whatever, and then
Yeah.
dropped it down to my grandfather, who eventually bought it out from his two brothers
Yeah.
and kept it in the family. So my dad and my uncle own 60 acres out here. Well, 59 now, I guess. We own one of them now.
Well, that's so awesome and so special.
Yeah, very special.
Yeah. Okay, so how did Red Door help support you in the preparation of your land, and what did that look like for you guys?
Yeah, it was awesome. When we first started to do this, it was probably when we first started talking about it, it was mid to late last year. And right before Christmas, I went in and talked to Red Door, and they had somebody to come out and do a land evaluation. And met him out. I remember it was freezing. I believe it was the guy that's now retired now, but his name was Junior.
Okay.
And he was awesome. I mean, he really was. Even though, like I said, our teeth were chattering. It was freezing cold, but we were walking the land. He was telling me what he could do, what he couldn't do, and was very informative for the land evaluation uh, tour.
That's
And
awesome.
that ended up being our builder's
Father-in-law,
father-in-law. So
Oh,
it
yeah,
was awesome.
yep.
yeah, we love that.
Mhm.
Looking back, what advice would you give somebody that's starting with land of their own?
Wow. Make sure you have enough room. If you can have it cleared. Now, let me say this. Red Door said from the beginning, if it's anything they can clear, they will clear it. They will scrape it. They'll do whatever they need to do. But I mean, from our end, if you could, have it cleared, that's a plus. And just make sure that you have enough of it to really do what you want to do on that land.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so what made you choose Red Door Homes over other builders that you were looking at?
Well, first of all, we went in there just to talk with them, and it was just Natalie. She was
Okay.
so welcoming.
I love that.
She made us feel right at home. She
Mhm.
answered any of our questions. Also, that Red Door does everything in house, so I don't have to go all over looking for design and ideas and all of that. Everything could be done there, and that was a big deal for us because, like you said, we all have busy lives, and it was so nice that it was all in one, like in-house, where we didn't have to contact so many different places. So that was a blessing. So we
Yeah.
had Stephanie, which was the designer.
Oh, awesome. I love Natalie and Stephanie. They're
Yes,
sweethearts.
they
So
are.
sweet. What home plan did you guys choose and what drew you to it?
We went with the Litchfield. We looked at a bunch of different floor plans. We were looking at the Lexington. We also looked at the very first one I looked at. I think was the Beaufort. Just a bunch of different floor plans, and that was where she was about Natalie. Natalie really came in and did a lot with us, helping us. What we were looking for. We kind of told her what we were looking for, and she took our needs and met it to that. My wife's always wanted. We're actually sitting from our island right now because we're moved in. So that was one thing that Nikki really wanted.
One floor. I
Yeah.
did not want two floors.
Really
I wanted
good.
the farmhouse kind of look, and I wanted to be able to customize it to make it look farmhouse. And some plans, don't lean towards that. So we were able to kind of talk things like that out. But I just know this is our forever home. This is it, and I didn't want to have to climb stairs. I'll be honest, my mom has to, and I was like, I just want one floor. So that was really what drew us to this floor plan.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just purchased a home not too long ago, and I like slightly regret the 2 stairs or the. So what was it like working with Red Door and the team throughout the process?
Oh man, they were awesome. We had never done nothing like this before. We were at before when we first got together. We were dating and married. We rented, and then we bought a house in 2010. So stayed there about 15 years, and that house was already built. Had some family members that had built it before, but like we mentioned earlier, they had to go everywhere to get this. So it was just all new to us. And along the way, Natalie, Stephanie. Matthew, the builder, our builder, was amazing. I mean, I know that dude is tired of seeing my number pop up on his phone, but he answered every call and he answered every text. There's some others too, man. I would have questions. You have the Novi Home app, and there were people that that I guess the Winterville office sales manager, he would chime in if Natalie and them weren't available. So always having that coverage, always having somebody answer our questions. She comes up with questions and she's like sending that app, and then it sometimes be on a Saturday. I'm like, well, we aren't going to answer that till Monday, and I get an answer back like that.
Yeah, and they made you feel like every question was a good question.
Yeah.
They didn't make you feel like you were asking anything that was silly. They made you feel welcoming, and they answered it positively. And if they didn't know the answer, they found out for us. And so it was amazing. We had a wonderful experience.
Yeah, everybody that we worked with through Red Door were just absolutely awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Also got to shout out Jenny real quick too.
Yeah,
I didn't do that. And like I said, please leave that in there. Jenny, on the session towards the end, trying to get this closed. We blew her up about as much as we did Matthew, and Jenny was awesome as well.
No, I love that. That's great. Okay, so was there any part throughout your entire process that was like the most memorable for you guys?
When the walls went up.
Yeah.
The walls went up.
When the walls, and it wasn't just the walls. First the walls, and then I'd say the drywall. When that went up, it felt like a home, and I felt like, because they always say once the drywall goes up, you'll see it speed up, and that was probably the most memorable at first. After of course the foundation was poured.
Yeah.
After that, because that was the big, like, oh gosh, we started, exciting time. But then after that, when we had the walls, I think that for us, until we got our keys, of course.
Well, I mean, yeah, and with the walls too, like you said, it's one of those things where you really don't know how. When you're on a slab, I didn't realize this either. It almost looks smaller than what it's going to be, and we're worried for a minute there. And I'm like, oh, Matthew's like, hey, look. It's depth perception.
Yeah.
And when the walls went up, you could really see how big the rooms were going to be, and then you were like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are not the first person to say that. I promise you will not be the last. You're 100% right. It's depth perception. Foundation always looks smaller. Then framing goes up, and you're like, oh wow. And then drywall, you're like, oh, here it is. Like, this is my home. So no, that's awesome. But I totally agree with you when it comes to that. Okay, so question for you would be, what is your favorite space in the home, and what are you most excited to decorate?
My open floor plan, kitchen, living room, dining, all that. I wanted the open floor plan. We have a lot of family, and most of our get-togethers we like to do at our house. We always have. And I think that was really important for me, that we didn't feel closed off. And, so the pantry, living room, island, dining, all that big open floor, that's my favorite place, especially the kitchen.
Yeah, right in time for the holidays.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you hosting this year?
We usually do, so hopefully so.
There you go. That's awesome. We're going to have to send in photos. I want to see that.
I know we had to, while we were building, we had to, skip out, and we had to go to everybody else's house. And when Justin said, as soon as we get our house, we are hosting again. So, it's nice to have everybody come,
Yeah.
to your house and spend time. So
Yeah. What about you, Justin? Do you have a favorite part? Did you
Yeah,
kind of nail it?
I'd have to say, obviously I like hanging out in the garage. So I guess making the garage mine. That's almost been always been like my man cave in our last house, but also the bedroom. The bedroom is huge. I mean, I didn't even realize in the floor plan how big it was going to be until we got in here. And then I'm like, when they started putting up framing, I'm like looking at Matthew, like, is there something else they're gonna? He's like, no, that's your bedroom. I was like, what? And so I mean, the bedroom is absolutely humongous. So that's awesome. So I'd say, yeah, the bathroom.
he has a flex space too, which is his office gaming room
Yeah,
with our son. So
that's also
yeah,
I guess
I think they're decorating that one too.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe a tie between garage, the bedroom, and our flex space.
No, I totally get that. Okay, so if you were to run into somebody that was considering to build a red door homes, what would you tell them?
Do it.
Yeah. Tell them.
First of all, go in and talk to them, and
Mhm.
then you'll see. That's how I felt. We tell people all the time, just go schedule it, go in, talk to them, and we always said that's what Natalie was the first person who made us feel like we were making the right decision because she was so warm. And I mean, she even came out here when they were building and would take a video and post it in Novia Home or send it to us and say, look, guys, like it was just, you felt like you were part of like a family, really, the whole time you were doing it. You could contact any one of them. And that to me is a big deal. So
I'd have to agree. Yeah. They make you feel at home. I went into that. That first day I walked in. I walked in without her. She came on the second meeting. The first day I walked in, I was trying to think, okay, these will be salespeople. They're going to be trying to sell me on stuff, and I get that. That's their job. But you never really got that vibe from Natalie right from the start. Like I know she's in sales, but really it wasn't like she was just trying to. Okay, I want this sale, so let's roll on. She was more asking, well, what are you looking for? What are you doing? And you kind of need that when you're building a house is a big thing. And we were kind of nervous about it at first, but they made us feel right at ease. And yeah, it's just, I guess, just, the way that they treated us, basically, we're like, okay, we made the right decision here.
I mean, building a house it doesn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows that. And there's so many people that I hear horror stories from and just nightmare experiences. And I mean, we did not have that. We had a really good experience. And we're very blessed that we did. So we always tell everybody, if you're going to build a home, you have to go to Red Door. So.
Yep.
That's insane. Okay, so what does it mean for you guys to have your dream home and to you and your family? Like, what does that mean to you? Like, what do you see your future with it?
This is forever. This is our final home. This is where we hope our kids will come back to. And when they leave and go to college or, do their future endeavors, we hope that they'll bring their kids here. This is family land. And it's also the house that I wanted them to finish growing up in. Our daughter's 8 and our son's 13. So, this is what we wanted them to remember. This is our forever. So I think that's what it means to me.
Yeah, it's special. I've been coming out here my entire life for different get-togethers, pig pickings, fish stews. Just the stuff that even when I was little, my great grandparents would host stuff out on this land. So to now be out here and carry that on, and it means a lot. I mean, it's something I feel like I've worked for. It's weird how it comes full circle. When I was a kid growing up out in the country, I hated living in the country, and then we moved to a neighborhood and spent 15 years in a neighborhood. And I would never take that away from my kids. They were able to grow up in a cul-de-sac, and that was awesome. But also, I'm glad we were able to do this to show them also what it's like living out in the country and see how wrong I was anyway when I was a kid, that I didn't realize how good I had it. So it's
also his family's legacy.
Yeah, it's special. My grandfather passed in January, but he was able to know that we were going to move forward building out here. So I'm glad that he was able to know that. So it just means a lot.
Yeah, that's so special, guys. Yeah. Well, welcome to the Red Door Homes family, and we're so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you. We're glad
to be a part of it. We're definitely going to be telling everybody we know to go to Red Door.
Absolutely.
Plus, I'm a State fan. I got to say, go to Red Door.